Hey guys, what's up? Sean here, and this is my PAX East 2017 recap video. And it is the last recap video probably posted to the internet, and that's my bad, but I was getting this, and I probably just whacked it and made noise, and other things, and the green screen, and there's been a lot of reasons why this has taken so long. But now it's here, and now we're ready to go. So I'm going to break it down into 3 days. They're not going to be too giant of a explanation, but there will be some sort of recap of what I played and what I got to do and what I thought about it. So here we go. First of all, I played Raid World War II, which is a 4-player co-op. I assumed it's a campaign like story type mode because it seemed campaign based. Like on this particular mission we got to play, you were supposed to, storm through these Nazis. I assume they were Nazis. And get to this bridge where they had a train coming, and the train had gold in it, and you were supposed to destroy the bridge, take the gold, and then run to a boat. Now, my team failed to accomplish this mission, but that was the point. So I assume that this is all part of a bigger overall campaign mode, but one that you're allowed to play through with 4 players. I assume you can play through it by yourself with AI teammates, but that was not made clear to me at the time, and I have not looked it up because I'm doing this more or less based on what I was told rather than extra research, because part of PAX is that they're supposed to sell you on the product, at least in some sense. So if they don't tell me these things, then I leave confused and with the wrong impression, well, that's not really my fault. So that's the impression I got from that game as far as what it is. Now, how it plays is questionable. I didn't love it. I honestly didn't really like it, and I probably wouldn't recommend it. Now, I have a big caveat when it comes to PAX, which is that Spec Ops: The Line, which I played, I believe, back in 2012, was a game that I left PAX thinking was terrible, and I'm sure if you went and checked the recap from that year, I said it was terrible. Playing it this past year, it is terrible in all the ways that I thought it was terrible at PAX. It controls kind of poorly. On the surface, it's just a generic, shooter, third person. You're in fucking some Middle Eastern place and you're shooting some Middle Eastern folks. And it seems pointless. It seems like every game you've ever seen, at times almost racist. Like, it's just this weird combination of things. However, if you play through it and you get the story, it's actually very interesting. I won't spoil the story, but it's very interesting, and it's a different take on war than most games have. It's a much more serious take on war and the consequences of, going to that random Middle Eastern country and invading it and doing random shit. So I thought that game was actually fantastic once I played it. I mean, it's still got all its technical flaws, but it showed poorly at PAX. So there's the possibility that Raid plays better or is more interesting when you get it away from PAX, because it's not, I don't believe, the typical World War II story. It's not like a historical reenactment. It's a, there's 4 guys, and I believe they think they're going to get up to some sort of heist of the gold. Or that's what I mean, I don't know. But in that mission, they're getting up to some sort of heist of the gold. I imagine that wasn't sanctioned by, like, the U.S. military. So there could be an interesting story here, and we don't know about it. But graphically, it was subpar. Mechanically, like as far as playing it, there were ladders that were very difficult to climb. The AI almost didn't even know you were there. I don't know if it was on an easy mode. It could have been. But like, I would walk into a room, there'd be 3 guys, and they wouldn't even shoot me. So it wasn't very fun, and it just seemed like it kept spawning people when we were trying to get the gold. Like, I would kill like 10 guys coming down a ladder at the end of this bridge, and then there would be 10 more guys. So I didn't think it was, all that fantastic, and I probably wouldn't recommend it to anyone at this time, especially, I don't know what its price point is going to be, but if it's a $60 price point, they had a giant booth. If it's a $60 price point, it's a hard pass for me. But again, some games show poorly at PAX, so there's a chance that there's more to this than we were able to see. So moving on, I played Dauntless as well on day 1. Dauntless is a game from former Riot, Blizzard. There was a third important thing there, but I forget what it is. But former guys who, have made or worked on games that matter. And it's a Monster Hunter type. Think of Horizon, Monster Hunter, like you know, you get 4 guys together again, another co-op game. It's going to be free to play, and you fight these big monsters. There you go. From what I got to play, I was also not that impressed, but that doesn't mean it won't be good. I think half of the problem with that game was A, I didn't know what to do. B, I was unsure of the mechanics of the game. C, my teammates were terrible, so we weren't doing very well together. And overall, it just felt disconnected because I didn't totally understand the core components. So, I don't necessarily think that the game is busted. I think that perhaps, again, is another game at PAX that shows poorly because I didn't have enough time with it. But the concept of a 4-player free-to-play co-op game where you fight monsters sounds great. Like if I could play Horizon Zero Dawn with my friends, that'd be great. I don't know what the longevity of the game is, because if it has, say, 20 monsters, which might even be high, how many times can you fight the same ones over and over and over again, hoping for loot? I don't know. Or I don't know how many times I could do it. I know that other people feel differently probably on that topic, but, you know, it could have been worse. I could have had a much worse time playing it. I hope they add more interesting gameplay mechanics rather than just walk up to it and whack it in the leg, which is what I felt like we were supposed to be doing, and that's what we were all doing. So, yeah, we also died on that one, so we weren't having a great day. At the end of day 1, I attended a Lawbreakers panel, but you can check out details on that throughout my Lawbreakers live streams and videos where I talk about things that they talked about. I don't want to go through it again because I've already rehashed it during the beta weekend. So please, if you want, check the channel for the Lawbreakers videos. I'm sure I talk about it in there. And if not, check the VODs of the live streams either over on Twitch or the 4-hour VOD that is already up on YouTube. Okay, as far as day 2 goes, I kicked off day 2 by playing Quake Champions. Quake Champions is a game that I didn't even know was there on day 1. Day 1, I went over to Bethesda's booth. I looked for Prey. They didn't have Prey. They had a little couch area where you could listen to some guys talk about Prey, but you couldn't actually play Prey. And the couch area looked unappealing to me because I'd rather be in a theater upstairs, and if I can't be in that, I'd rather not be doing this. So it turned out I didn't want to do it. Quake Champions. I don't know. It's Quake, I guess. I've never played. I'm too young to really have cared about Quake. And then what I have played of Quake, it's always felt like, yeah, this is a shooter without all the features of shooters. Now, Quake Champions is taking on sort of that Overwatch, Lawbreakers, all those types of games where you pick a character and that character has abilities. And so maybe that adds something new to Quake. Maybe that makes Quake interesting. But again, from what I played, it was Quake. And occasionally I could throw like a grenade that did some damage. I think I could teleport to it if I pressed it again, which I learned after I played. Overall, not that interested in Quake Champions myself. I would rather play Lawbreakers, or I don't really like Overwatch, but play Overwatch. But if you're interested in Quake and you're looking for kind of a new take that might bring in a new fan base, maybe Quake Champions is good. I don't know. You're going to have to be the judge of that, Quake fans. Also on day 2, I played Lawbreakers, which I have played last year, and I played in the alpha, and now I've played the beta since PAX. I really like Lawbreakers. There's a lot of problems, I guess, in terms of the game modes at times probably being unbalanced and a little bit whack, but I really like Lawbreakers. I think everyone should give it a shot. It's coming out on PC at some point this year. There are more closed betas. You can go to their website to sign up for that, as well as just to go backtrack a little bit. I think you can sign up for Quake Champions and Dauntless betas as well. So I would recommend you do that if you're interested in those games by checking out their websites. I might link below, might not. But Lawbreakers, I have a lot of fun. Again, sort of a Quakey Overwatch type thing, but not really. Probably more towards Quake or Unreal Tournament, but also kind of its own thing. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you should probably check that out. Again, should be coming to PC sometime in 2017. As far as consoles go, they're not ready to announce anything, but they've said, you know, you never know. And last but not least, on day 3, I finally got a chance to check out some more indie stuff, which I did not really get to do the first 2 days. My first stop was Aftercharge, which is a 3v3 shooter where one team is invincible and the other is invisible. How does that work? Okay, well, I'll try to explain it the best I can. So, around the map, there are these canisters with like lightning in them or electricity, whatever they are. Probably where you get the term Aftercharge. And the robots, who kind of look like Blitzcrank from League of Legends, have to go around and punch the canisters to destroy them. Now, the robots are invisible, so they're not able to be seen unless they're punching or, destroying something. Whereas the players, who are the humans or whatever they are, have guns and are invincible. They can't die. The robots can punch them to knock them away, but they cannot kill them. So they can hit them and they will fly over there or whatever, but they cannot actually be killed in any way. Sorry, my dog was barking and I had to reset the camera because my phone ran out of space. Anyway, so the humans can't be killed and the robots can't be seen. How does it work? Well, when the robots attack things and they're spotted, the humans kill them. If the humans kill them or disable them, the only way that they can get back into the game is if one of the other robots comes and basically revives them or tags them, essentially. You don't really have to, stand there for too long. You just tag them and they come back. The humans' ammo is controlled by the lightning stations. So when the humans shoot their gun or use their grenade, the grenade which reveals enemies in their area, or they can throw a grenade that causes an airstrike type thing, when they use any of those abilities, they then need to go get more ammo or charge up. To charge up, they have to go stand next to one of the lightning things. So the robots win if they destroy all the lightning things, because then the humans can't recharge their guns. And the humans win if all the robots get disabled, so when the robots are revealed, shooting them and stopping them. So basically, it's kind of the humans have to protect the things while the robots destroy them. And the robots' goal is to eventually make it so that the humans can't defend some by recharging in that area, so they have to go away, and then that's when the robots can destroy those, because if there's no place to recharge, then they have to run to the other side. And eventually, it comes down to the humans defending one point while the robots punch them away from it and then try to take it. So it's very interesting. It's not crazy polished, this isn't, a AAA game, but I think it's an interesting concept. I think they need to add more gameplay elements to make it interesting long term, but to me right now, if it launches at $10, $15 or so, or 15, 20, whatever, you could buy it and say, hey, I bought a movie ticket. If I buy a movie ticket, it's 15 bucks. I'm at a movie for 3 hours, and then I never get to have that movie again, keep it. It's just 3 hours, it cost me $15. So if it's a Friday and you have nothing to do and you buy Aftercharge, you play it all night, aka 3, 4, 5 hours, you get your $15 worth. Treat it like a movie ticket. Could be an interesting game. I'm gonna definitely pay attention to its future development. It's not, I don't think, expected till 2018. So plenty of time for it to get work and to have some things added to it and to make it more interesting. So it's interesting as it is. As for what else I did that day, I played Absolver, which is a For Honor type martial arts game. Now, I'm unclear on if it's a single-player game or a multiplayer game or both. It seemed like it was both because at the beginning I run through and I fight these AI fighters, and then eventually at the end of the demo I got to fight a human. Guy was standing next to me. So, very interesting. It's like For Honor. You can change, I think you have 4 stances, 3, 4 stances. These stances dictate which kind of strikes you can use. Different strikes land you in different stances, so one kick may change your stance to a different stance, which then allows you to do this one punch. You can feint, so for those of you who aren't familiar with fighting, feinting is I fake a jab so that I can throw across, where in this game you hold down and then you hold down one of the buttons and then you throw one combination to your side, and it'll show your shadow doing that move to that side, but then you come back and you strike to the other side or whatever you choose to do. You block, you can parry by using, I think, the stick to the side that the strike's coming from, so sort of like For Honor's blocking where you pick the side. The block is just a button you hold down. You have stamina, which controls how many times you can strike, and then the strikes are cards. So you can go in and you can customize, when I'm in this stance, I throw this strike into this strike into this strike, and there's a lot of customization in terms of what your character is going to do once you press those buttons. So that seems very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. It's another game from some people who worked on some stuff. I don't remember which teams they're from, but they're definitely people who worked on stuffs. And they were talking to people at the booth I saw who were wearing VIP badges about what they took from For Honor and what they learned. So it seems like they're paying attention to For Honor, although I'm sure they would like us all to stop saying that it's like For Honor, because that's annoying, especially when I imagine they started working on this game before For Honor. But I'm sure that they're going to pay attention to the mistakes For Honor made and try to fix them. They had a closed beta, alpha, something, like last week. I didn't get in it, but that's the state that that game's in. I do believe it's supposed to be out this year. I know it is on PS4 and PC, I believe, with a later date for Xbox One, I think, although I know it was originally announced for PS4, and I know that it's coming there first, so I'm not positive on what the status of the Xbox One and PC ports are. Anyway, that's Absolver. And last but not least, as far as I can remember, on the Sunday, the last day of PAX, I played the Darwin project. The Darwin project is a very similar to Battle Royale type thing you've played before, but it's different. And why is it different? Well, because you have campfires. Why is that interesting? Because it is. Listen, I'll tell you. So campfires are these things that you light and then fire happens. Duh. Smoke then goes into the sky. That's how a campfire works. Now, in this game, unlike in, say, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, or I've never played H1Z1, but from what I know of H1Z1, in this game, you're freezing to death. At all times, you're freezing to death. You're going to die. Now, you can craft a coat and you can craft stuff to keep you warm, but that's not going to save you from freezing to death. So when you start to freeze to death, you have to start a campfire. And when you start a campfire, smoke goes in the air. So it's used to promote action. It's used to, you have to light a campfire, that gives away your position, and now people are going to come find you. Other things about it that are interesting is you get superpowers. Now, where do you get the superpowers? Well, you get them from the sky. They're like care package type things. They spawn at different portions of the map, and the first person to go over there get them, and then you get to pick which superpower you got. So, for example, one of them lets you see people in a certain area. One of them makes you invisible for a period of time. I don't really know what the other ones were because I didn't get to play too much. I died. But it's like 8 players, I think, at the moment. I think it's 8 players. You can form an alliance with different teammates, and then break that alliance and stab your teammate in the back, but it's literally like a thing, like you form an alliance and like it announces it to people. So it's interesting. There's crafting and all sorts of that stuff. It's an Unreal Engine 4 game, I believe. Like all Battle Royale games, it's kind of wonky in the controls, but it's definitely different than H1Z1 or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in the sense of it has a crossbow and melee as opposed to guns and being military-ish and cars and stuff. It's a smaller map. It does still do the shrinking down thing, but it's definitely smaller anyway. And it's less players. So it's a different kind of Battle Royale game. The campfire system I really like because it promotes action. And in games like Battle Royale and stuff, those types of games, I don't know what to do ever because I'm like, I want to force the action. I want to do something. I don't want to fucking hide in a closet until fucking 10 minutes from now when I'm the 6th person left alive or something. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that game. I'm not sure that it's going to be the next big hit, but I definitely think it has interesting ideas that people can pull from it if we want to look at it that way. I feel like it might be stolen, but, the campfire type idea. But hey. It's an idea nonetheless. So that just about does it for PAX East 2017. Overall, one of the more down years for me, personally. The panels I attended were not great, and there weren't that many that I wanted to attend. I played Lawbreakers again, but I played that last year, and I'm looking forward to it, but I didn't need to wait more than once to play it because it's a long line. They had the Switch, they had other things, but I didn't wait to do any of that stuff. So overall, that's the major stuff I played and the major stuff I had an opinion on. If you have any questions about any of these games, let me know below. I will try to link to as much stuff as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are interested in other stuff that's not PAX. And I'll see you all